Let's get set up. Should be live. There we go. I'm here. I am awake. Yeah, my posts live. Definitely not be too sleepy. Pay attention. I'm here. I'm awake. I know what's going on. Double checking I have all my stuff set up, and then we can get going. Twitch chat bubble. There it is. How is everyone doing? I'm gonna go get Emmerich ready to go hang out in a graveyard with. That seems like it's gonna be chill. And not too high energy. While I'm booting up to being awake, because 15 minutes ago I was asleep on the sofa and I had to be woken up. So anything that's not too high energy about this stream I think is gonna go very well. Hey, Tara. Nothing more chill than hanging out in the graveyard. Devara is a weird place. Honestly, this is about the chillest way this stream could start, is just having a nice amble around a graveyard. You know, it should be spooky, it should be high tension, it should not be a sleepy way to start the stream, but Emmerich just knows how to make it feel like home, you know?
Eyes up.
Oh, I will have to do some fighting to get my sleepy little amble. I love how the Halls of the Dead is a pretty chill place. It is, right? Generally pretty chill here. Even my little combat bit here, it's not, you know, taking long to be warmed up ready. I remember my inputs. After the first quest, I was surprised how many places had an NPCs chatting. There is a remarkable amount of ambient NPC conversation available in this game that I imagine an awful lot of is totally missable.
All clear.
Oh, I have to remember to do things during stream today. I got a little bits of work I gotta do while we're setting up. I want to get the chain moved back on my remaining slot. I'm really not a big fan of this. No cooldown, but it doesn't really feel like it does much move. Like, it does overwhelm, but it never feels like the best thing I can be using my turns with. Hey, the BT. Thank you very much for 44 months of sub. Laura, mystery tattoo prediction. A Thanksgiving turkey fighting Santa in the true war on Christmas. You know what? I saw a film that wasn't terrible about Christmas the other day. before recording Dice Hunt the other night, I went and saw, what was it called, Red One? A Christmas movie purpose designed to appeal to, like, slightly edgy 15-year-old boys for whom it's not cool to find Christmas cool anymore. That was, like, spy film with The Rock and J.K. Simmons and Chris Evans loosely themed around Christmas lore. It was not bad. It wasn't a bad time. I didn't have a bad time watching Christmas versus Krampus.
This place is messed
The
up.
the Christmas heist.
I suppose the displays of the graphics seem a bit exotic.
Why play with corpses? Just burn them like normal people.
Look, I'm not surprised to hear that it apparently got panned by critics, like it probably didn't review well. I'm not saying it's a good film. I'm not saying, like, if I were going in being a film critic that I would give this a positive review. But what I am saying is, going in with absolutely no expectations, I didn't have a bad time. I didn't, like, I've seen films this year that I found myself bored during. I wasn't for Red One. I had a reasonable time going on a silly little Christmas romp. You know, it's not like watching Megalopolis and watching Adam Driver being like, oh, you insist upon yourself. You insist upon yourself. You insist upon yourself. Get back in the club. Like, I've seen worse films this year. Nothing more Christmassy than cheesy films. Yeah, but it's like, look, Red One is a specific flavor of cheesy Christmas film I can kind of get behind, in that it is cheesy Christmas film explicitly aimed at, like, the kind of kid who's way too old to genuinely believe in Christmas magic anymore, but for whom the parent still wants them to have good Christmas memories, and it's like, look, you're not going to believe that any of this works, but we're going to make a sincere effort to try and explain Christmas lore in a scientifically grounded way while doing very strange... It is a lot of... It's trying to be a lot of different genres appealing to, like, specifically angsty fit. It wants to be a film that Shadow the Hedgehog fans would enjoy as a Christmas movie, and there's something kind of endearing about that. Also, hey Casey, that is a large Jonathan. Right, let's go hang out with Emmerich. Have a nice, chill wander around a graveyard. As I said, I don't know how long today's stream's gonna be. Like, 5 minutes before this stream started, I was asleep on the sofa. My energy's in a weird place today, but as Emmerich performs rituals to honor the dead of the Grand Necropolis, the senior necromancer opens up about his past. Let's get to know this handsome little bone boy.
Thank you again for coming. My duties include tending to these rites of remembrance. Excellent. Manfred found his way down. Very good, Manfred.
He sounds excited.
I thought we'd start the rites here. A tableau of the dead, commissioned 173 years ago. These lives were flickers against the ages, precious, fragile, and finite. Now,
What do I have to do with my life for my skeleton to end up doing a T-pose, having its nails inspected in a place called the Grand Necropolis? Because honestly, T-posing skeleton having my nails checked out in a tableau of the dead, there are worse ways I could imagine my remains being used.
they serve as a warning. Don't linger over long in the gloom. Live with grace and fervor while you may.
T-pose while you can, because you might be like that forever. or something. Hey, Facsimile. So glad I can tune into these without worrying about spoilers. And who do I see? The best two boys. We've got the two best companions here, Tash and Emmerich. They're my top two. You know, Lucana's pretty great, Harding, wonderful. I have love for some, but like Tash and Emmerich, oh, they're the two. I find it fascinating that with Emmerich, almost every single dialogue choice in the game has the option to be like, I'm freaked out, I don't like the bodies.
It's like being in a very, very specialized museum.
Yes, but the purpose
Yes, apologies
of the
that I couldn't come say hi, Casey. The first I knew was the day you were there, and I couldn't shuffle things around.
Who were you when you breathed above?
This body was a tailor's, a mother's. She laughed and taught and wove the robes kings wore when they were crowned.
Tja. Someone must realign her thoracic vertebrae. I hope the novices are inspecting the displays.
Okay, your life has to be defined by someone was making you a coat to be the T-pose skeleton. Cool, good to know.
Seems disrespectful to abandon something you built.
Precisely. No wonder there's been an uptick in hauntings.
Wait, what?
Let's continue.
Yeah, Facsimile, I've not played as the Morn Watch, but I do wonder if playing as the Morn Watch would change the number of times
So
you're
what
offered
now?
the I'm freaked out
We light
option.
candles in remembrance of the dead. Would you care to light the candle, Rook?
Yeah, sure.
Look at this. The last tomb of the Tannhausens. A very influential family in the Storm Age.
We broke the bones of dragons.
A posthumous motto. Their last heir met his match against a Highland Ravager.
Death by dragon? I'm surprised there was enough to bury.
Do you know, I never expected that the door we found back in the Vault of the Beloved would lead here.
So the necropolis actually shuffles its rooms around?
From time to time. Very unlikely to happen while we're inside a chamber. Could you light the next candle?
Yeah, whatever you say.
Aha! One of my favorite flowers! A variegated weeping widower.
You know your plants.
Oh, alchemy is my hobby. It's a break from teaching spirit calling and theoretical applied metaphysics.
If you ever want a side job, the crows are always looking for new potions.
Yes, as I recall, you're rather famous for it. This way, Rook.
I'll be right that way. There was a
You're right
glowy
about
thing
the
while you were
gardens
telling me
being
about the
peaceful.
corpses. I
The
needed
necropolis has
glowy
its
thing.
dangers, but these places are a refuge for the dead.
How many people are buried here anyway?
Excellent question. We rarely should take a new census. You'll need to light these candles as well.
You're right over there, Manfred, just hanging out in the background.
Open your hearts to the final day, companion of all the ages. I was pleasantly surprised by your respect for our undead tableau earlier, Rook. I'm beginning to think people outside Navarra find the necropolis a little
Oh, they do.
unnerving.
They do.
Crows have plenty of ceremony, believe me.
They do tend to think the body stuff is
The
gross, but
spirits
like,
gather.
not
Only a few
everyone.
more candles. Follow me. Ah, look here.
Hey, little buddy.
Hi. Should I say hi?
It's curious about you. We're also enjoying the gardens, but we've one last ritual ahead. On your way, my friend.
Spirits really are your specialty.
I've always had a rapport with them. Even as a child, they were my companions.
After you started training here?
After I was orphaned.
Oh.
A collapsed building, swift deaths. After the funeral, the Watchers took me in.
Waking up one day with magic must have felt lucky.
It put me on a brighter path. Oh, I was such a morbid child.
No!
Everything terrified me when I first arrived.
And you still
What, the
joined the Watchers?
orphan living in a ghost-filled graveyard was a little bit of a scared child.
They're what saved me. Come, the next set of graves lies ahead.
I love the sort of lead up to Emmerich's love and respect for what this place is.
Please, light the next candles if you would.
Yeah, of course I will. If Solus had met Emmerich during Inquisition, they would have had so much to talk
There's
about,
much
right?
to recommend about the rhythm of a ceremony. It eases our worst hours. As a boy, the Watcher's rituals were exactly what I needed to steady my days with purpose.
And some death magic?
Well, every young mage needs a speciality. All this pageantry, this magnificent gloom and its rites. I ask you, Rook, what is it for?
It's gotta be the living, right?
Yes, exactly, exactly. This place is an abundance of history, of magic, of memories. The Watchers preserve it so the living may draw comfort from those who've gone before.
Yeah, I do feel like Solus and Emmerich have really quite strong overlaps in their views on spirits. The difference being that I think Solus follows those views to a conclusion of we need to undo change. We need to. The living are inconsequential if we do what's right for the spirits, whereas Emmerich is like, we do what's right for the spirits because it's the right thing to do, but also as a way to support the living who are here today to appreciate it. Hey, Manfred.
We must get to the candle, please, Manfred.
You told Harding that Manfred used to be a wisp until you gave him a body?
Yes, he's taken so well to it. Haven't you, Manfred? Here are the last candles you'll need to light. Once you're ready, we'll need to ring the bell. Let the rites be acknowledged. Our bonds seen and sealed. We honor the listening spirits.
Hey, friends. How you
Hail
doing?
from the abyss.
We witness, good watcher, faith kept in all our paths.
What was...
The necropolis hosts many spirits. We thank these guardians for their protection and
Yeah,
friendship.
as Faxamil says, Emmerich fundamentally believes that spirits can change and grow. Well, that's something Solus can't really grasp. Yeah, Solus is very much a spirit is its fundamental thing. And we'll get there as we go further into this game. So, if anyone can believe, should be able to believe in the fact that a spirit can grow and change and be more than it once was, it should
To
be
ring the bell
Solus.
once more
He's
to
sort of-
close out the departing ceremony.
He should get that more. Yeah, Solus was very upset when you encouraged Cole to be more human. Again, I think Solus should be more understanding of that, but we'll get to that in a bit. Hey, NH London, sorry to hear you have had a day trapped in airports.
So you were really afraid of this place as a child?
It wasn't the necropolis itself, but what was draped around it. Have you ever been frightened by the thought of dying, Rook?
I think most of us have, at least at some point, been afraid of the idea of dying. It's the big uncertainty. And anyone who doesn't find it scary and uncertain probably has a pre-existing belief of some kind that they find comfort in, but, you know, regardless, the fundamental idea is a bit scary.
Hasn't everyone, from time to time?
When I was younger, it happened more often than that. That's when I discovered I possess a great terror of dying.
Yeah, Emmerich is a necromancer afraid of death, and I think that's
It goes
fucking
beyond
cool.
dread. Can't be reasoned with or soothed over. It comes without warning. In the dead of night, sunlit streets.
I mean, you did grow up unable to look away from the idea of
Strangling
death.
Fear struck somewhere.
Surrounded by it, it took your parents,
Deep past.
and
That's
you were confronted
an
with it
issue
daily
for a
from there.
necromancer.
Oddly, I discovered I wasn't alone. I debated this fear with friends. I argued with teachers. Yet, it lingered. Manfred's right. That's maudlin enough. There are struggles, but a watcher should always find peace amongst the graves. And what sort of host would I be if we didn't end with some light refreshment?
In a graveyard? No, why do you keep I've expressed several times in conversation I'm not freaked out by the dead. Stop giving me the option to be like, yeah, but am I scared now though?
Did you set all this up to make a good impression?
Of course not. I was only...
Because it's working.
Then it's my pleasure to share the tranquility of this place with you.
Oh. Manfred just dusting off the chair like, yeah. Right, Gumber, perfect moment. Manfred just be like, yeah, come sit down. You enjoyed death. Emmerich is wonderful. I've said this before. Emmerich, I think, will be the next character I try and romance in this. Let's go back to the lighthouse, see what else we've got popping up. I love that you can pitch the player character's voice. I think you're using the same Erika Ishii voice that I did in Fits to have the lower pitch for the Canary. Yes, I'm using the Erika Ishii voice lines, but pitched down slightly. I think it really does a lot to feel like you have more voice options available out of a set number of performances. Right, who's got lights above them now? Emmerich and Tosh. Okay, my two faves have stuff to say. Let's do Emmerich first because we're on the Emmerich stuff, and then we'll see. Oh, I think I know what Tosh stuff we
With all
might
my
have.
regards. Oh, but I don't want them to think me homesick.
Hi, Emmerich.
Rook, hello. Just composing a few letters. The other Watchers have been most interested in our adventures.
What's the Grand Necropolis like?
Its majesty has stilled the tongues of kings and queens. It's a haven for spirits and the dead, a vast well of history, the duty and shelter of every Watcher. We who serve it are pledged to an eternal vigil.
What do Watchers
watch for?
Ah, there are stranger and more dangerous things than spirits in the Fade Rook. The Watchers stand against them when their shadows rise.
And anything lately?
A few portents I cannot put down solely to the chaos of the elven gods, but nothing definitive. Perhaps only shivers in the void.
So I've heard people call necromancers mortalitasi. What's the difference between them and the Morn Watch?
Oh, all Navaran necromancers are mortalitasi. The Watchers are a special order within them.
Very fancy.
We've certain privileges and attendant responsibilities.
What's the Morn Watch do?
Our first duty is safekeeping the Grand Necropolis and preparing the funerary dead. Another is stopping misuse of dark magic and necromancy.
Must keep you busy.
Not often, but on occasion.
I couldn't help overhearing the word homesick.
Oh, I'm fine. Completely absorbed in our venture. But if I were home, I'd be preparing for new students or requests to speak to the dead.
You didn't stop teaching just to be with us, did you?
I'm long overdue for a sabbatical. Besides, do you know how many students the faculty wanted in my class next season? 10! How's one meant to tailor separate lessons for 10 pupils at a time? Honestly.
Can people just ask you to show up for some corpse whispering?
Oh, nothing official. There are very few of us, but we help here and there. Questioning a victim of murder, clearing up disputed wills, and sometimes fetching back last words from a loved one.
You can get anything out of the dead and they just let you leave Navara?
My gift has limitations. The dead only know what they did in life. What was clear under the sun is sometimes blurred when I revive them.
Makes sense.
Honestly, some conversations aren't worth the trouble. Death encourages obstinacy.
Good to chat. I'll let you get back to your letter.
Before you go, I wanted to thank you for your company in the memorial
He's such
gardens.
a gentleman. I fucking love
There's
him.
another ceremony I have to perform there. If you'd like to visit again. Not yet, but soon.
I love the way that he sets expectations for what growing in friendship with him will look like.
You know I can't turn down spending more time with you.
How lovely to hear you say so. I'll always be glad to show you around the tombs, my dear. At your pleasure.
I'll take you up on that.
Wonderful. Until then.
Hey, Zilla. Sorry, I've just noticed your message. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. I just got here, have no familiarity with this game. And anyways, why does Vincent Price have a rad skeleton DJ? This is Emmerich. He is a necromancer who is afraid of death. Like, terrifying fear of death, but has dedicated his life to looking after ghosts and skeletons and the spirits of the doomed. And this is Manfred. He is voiced by Matt Mercer. He entirely speaks in shouts, and he plays a mean game of rock, paper, scissors. He is a ghost of curiosity that wants to learn and just hangs out in a skeleton being like, and these two are the best. If you romance Necromancer Vincent Price, you might eventually be able to just be like, hello, I am this skeleton's stepmom now. No choice about it, this skeleton is my stepson. That is the end goal of romancing Vincent Price. Maximil says, it's funny how the flirting options with Emmerich are so much more forward than the others. It's not even that, it's that it's just very politely and respectfully said, look, here's my expectations. I've heard what you've said, and I will be very gentlemanly in response. I'm like, yes. Nerd Skeletor. Little bit. It's what if Vincent Price had baby Skeletor for a buddy. We're going around doing friendship chats now. We're next gonna go see Tosh, who is much like my character, big, tall, got horns, and is currently having a bit of a gender crisis. Last time we spoke to Tosh, here is how it went. Hey, why are you like questioning one of the female party members about like her choice of clothing? Well, why are you dressing like that? Are you dressing like that to please your mother? No, why would you think that? Well, I dress as I do because my mother expects me to. Do you not like being perceived as a woman? No, no one likes being a woman. Oh, Tosh. What you got going on there? And then we opened up about trans stuff, and Tosh was like, that does sound a lot like what I'm going through, huh? Gonna have to mull that over. So that's who we're meeting now. How's that gender crisis going?
Hey, glad you stopped by. I was gonna grab drinks with the Lords of Fortune at the Hilt. Come along if you want. Get to know the Lords.
Sounds good.
Yeah. We could do that. We could go get to know the other Lords of Fortune, the other treasure hunters. Who else has got stuff for us to hang out with? Thank you to this game for just putting like a bright light above everyone's door so I know if they have things to say. Okay, we got Lucanus to go hang out with, who is the emo assassin. Let's go hang out with the emo assassin who's got a surly ghost living inside of him.
Where is he?
Or not. Anything to say where you are, buddy? Okay. I feel like there should be a sign or something in here to tell me where you've gone. Is there not? Where have you gone? Okay, don't know where Lucanus is hanging out. But let's go meet Tosh's pirate buddies. Yes, as soon as you hear a person say, "No one likes being insert gender," right? Like, oh no, that's not a very cis thing to you. Oh, I know where Lucanus has gone.
Back, demon! No further! Isn't standing up to them supposed to work?
Let Lucanus go!
Lucanus's ghost wanted to go for a walk.
What's going on? Lucanus?
It's not Lucanus, it's the demon. It's taking him over. He's trying to leave.
Smells like jam and brimstone.
Rook, do something!
Oh, Spite, stop talking about what people smell like. It's a bit weird.
Spite, stop. You're not taking Lucanus through the Illuvian.
I could, if you'd move.
So you can take him where? Off a cliff, or worse?
How did... Rook? Dash?
You tried to walk through the Illuvian in your sleep.
Spite wanted out.
I need coffee.
Oh, MK, I hope you enjoy this when you get around to it. Yeah, Lucanus, like, he tries to never sleep because the ghost can control him more easily if he's asleep. So his aim is to just never sleep again, which is not, terribly doable.
You can't just caffeinate your way out of this.
It's hard for Spite to take control when I'm awake, so I try to stay awake.
You can't just stay awake forever. I think that would kill you.
I'll be more careful next time.
We have to make Spite understand that he's endangering you.
He's Spite, not learning. He doesn't listen to anyone. Don't worry about it. This won't happen again.
But you're trying to not let... He's called Spite, and you're trying to not let him take control, so what's he gonna do? Try and take control out of Spite? Like, you've gotta understand that by trying to not let him do certain things, it's just gonna make him want to do them more. You gotta work with his whole vibe. You gotta work with his whole thing. Let's just double check there's no other lights have turned on while we were in here. And if so, we will head on. Yeah, we're probably good. Let's go meet the other pirates. Where are we heading? Heading to here. Thimba says, I discovered something interesting when you mentioned that Spite talks about the smell of people. Smells are associated with evil spirits and witchcraft in many historical and cultural contexts. That would make some sense out of this, yeah. Would you recommend getting this on PS5 or PC? I've got a fairly beefy PC, but I'm going to use my PS5 for something. It runs at a solid 60 FPS in performance mode on PS5. I've had zero problems with it on PS5. It's been a well-played PS5 game. But also, I'll say this: if you're
spoken with Qunari scholars, as you...
It's rare. How do I put this? This game looks fucking gorgeous on a good PC, and I don't remember the last time that Digital Foundry ever looked at a console game ported to PC at launch and went, yeah, no complaints. This is a fucking great AAA PC port. I don't remember the last time that, Digital Foundry had as few complaints as they do about a PC port. So this is one of those situations where I'm like, it's rare that a PC port is this good, and it does look bloody gorgeous on a good PC. But if you pick it up on PlayStation, it is a great looking version of the game still.
Imagine. I'm curious.
Hey, Alice the Dungeon Owl.
Categorizes her areas of study.
Then go ask her.
What do you think she'd be interested in a cultural exchange?
Sure, bring Manfred. She'll be thrilled.
There's no need to mock.
It's also Steam Deck verified. Yeah, this is one of the things that's damn impressive about this game. For a game that looks as fucking gorgeous on a good NPC as it does, it also, it can hit 60 pretty well on Series S. It's Steam Deck verified. This game will run on pretty much anything you throw it at, while looking fucking great on the top end, which is, that kind of scalability for a single-player AAA launch is... that's nice. Yeah, I've not watched a lot of Steam Deck footage of the game. You know what? I'm curious because I've been thinking about picking up the PC version to replay in handheld form. I'm gonna see if I can quickly look up some Steam Deck gameplay just to see what it looks like because I'm curious now. We can chuck it on stream and see how it looks. Give me a sec. I will swap the view over in a moment. Veilguard Steam Deck gameplay. Obviously this is going to be, it's going to be blown up on a bigger screen for most of you than you would be seeing it on the Steam Deck screen, which games always look a bit better on that screen because they're at a more reasonable size. But let's have a look. 8 hours ago, with the most up-to-date performance patch.
This is World of Warcraft.
Nope, not World of Warcraft. Go away. Also, it's not even an ad for World of Warcraft. It's an ad for something else. Let me move over to... and you should be able to hear me. Let's have a look at what this gameplay looks like. Oh, let me unmute. Okay, that's running a pretty solid 30 FPS on Steam Deck. With low
The Darkspawn will not stop until he has reached the blind pools.
We need to find the other boil.
It's not falling below 30
Company on the left.
more than a frame or so.
Impressive there.
That's pretty good Steam Deck performance. Let me just shuffle that away. Yeah, that's pretty clean. Yeah, I'd heard I'd heard from people who've been playing it on Steam Deck that it ran pretty solidly. If you can hit basically a consistent 30 FPS on Steam Deck for a game like this, yeah, that's gonna be fine. My only concern is how much battery it will use and potential overheating. I can't speak to that, but yeah, that's not bad looking. Anyway, let's go meet the other lords.
I saw the Hivernal flying by with my own eyes, big as the sky, and ready for the lords to come be heroes. We take it down, and the village nearby will eat
That's
like
good scalability,
pigs
though.
and love us for it. It had bright red and blue scales. They'll be worth a fortune, even beyond the Horde.
That's not a Hivernal. You saw a Calton's on. And she's acting normal. She's not one of the dragons blighted by the gods. Going after her would get us killed for no good reason.
Oh yeah, no. If Tosh says a thing about dragons, I'm just gonna believe. I'm just gonna believe him.
have to side with the Lord of Fortune's resident dragon expert.
You sure you're not just scared, Tosh?
Fight it if you want. Tell us where to send your stuff after it kills you.
Aw, sorry, Cutter. Tosh gets final say. We leave the Caltons on alone.
You think I can't fight a dragon just because I don't breathe fire?
You can't fight a dragon because you don't know what you're doing.
Fine. You're the expert.
You are the expert.
I guess he couldn't handle the heat.
Not like you can, huh?
Oh, it doesn't bother me.
There's rumors of another dragon off to the west. Heard anything, Tosh?
Yeah. Not sure if it's blighted like the ones that attacked Minrathous and Treviso. But it's killing people in villages near Arlethan Forest. They need help.
Well, that's glory.
It's a fire breather. They
You
always
never
have
met
layers of
Cutter
the
before
Horde.
Tosh's last companion
And
quest.
there's
Interesting.
gold. Tempted
There's
yet?
multiple
He might be
opportunities
able
to
to
meet
spare the
Cutter.
time for a dragon hunt.
Can't wait to see what you find. Now, has Tosh told you about fighting a Gamadon Stormrider in the middle of a typhoon?
Best time to catch him.
Oh, it was glorious, Rook.
Oh yeah, Cutter's a dick. Convinced he's way more capable than he is. Okay, and we are going straight back to the lighthouse because I want more companion quests. I want companion time. I kept wondering who the fuck is that arsehole. This is who the fuck that arsehole is. Oh no, I clicked the wrong button. There we go. Come on. No, I'm just coming back every time being like, Tosh, you ready for more? You ready for more? Let me continue friendship. All the friendship points. Ooh, Davrin's got stuff for us. And then we'll get on with some side quests today. It's all chats today.
Okay, that's enough. Quiet now.
They're just trying to understand each other.
Fine. Who wants a treat?
They both know that word.
I didn't know Manfred could eat.
Not sure if he knows either, but it worked.
Let's see what he does with it.
Yeah, if I had a treat. That was just a little white lie to quell the riot.
Are you sure it's little to them? Now you've done it. Manfred won't be denied.
Come on, guys, give me a break. Rook?
You got this.
I'm sure a big, strapping warden like you can handle a cat and a misfit skeleton.
What if Manfred bites?
Oh, probably just baby molars. This all sounds like too much fun for me.
Wait, you can't just leave me with the...
Good luck with that.
So, before we do too much more on today's stream, I need a hand with something. With zero context being given. I have a bunch of tabs open on my computer of accessibility episodes and Control-Alt-Access episodes from this year that I think were pretty good. And I want to narrow these down to a handful of maybe the most interesting ones I've done this year for a thing. And I could do with some help. I'm going to read through some... I'm gonna very quickly rattle off some episodes I did this year that I thought were pretty good. And if there's any of them that you go, yeah, that, like, not just saying yes to every single one, but if there's one in that list that you go particularly like, oh yeah, no, that I would say was a really good one this year, let me know in chat, because I'm trying to whittle a list down. And it would be helpful to know if there's any, like, particular standouts while I'm working on a thing. So, I'm just going to start reading some. Shout out if you feel particularly like, yeah, that one. Non-speaking representation in The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. The Control-Alt-Access episode where myself and Arevia talk about the Xbox one-handed nunchuck controller and the Proteus controller back at Gamescom. Could gaming conventions support virtual queuing systems? I needed glasses for glasses-free 3D on the 3DS. Where were the accessibility announcements at Summer Games Fest this year? Reporting live from GA Conf Day 1, Control-Alt-Access. Hades 2 has a spoilery accessibility issue, which was about the Chronos boss fight. Gaming's audio description interactivity hurdle, about the fact that we have cutscene audio description but not really in gameplay moments, and that is a hurdle the industry is kind of struggling with. The case for and against PlayStation Access controller layout presets. The PS5, the PlayStation Access controller 4 months later, featuring Arevia. Migraines and gaming accessibility with Jeffrey Bunting. Photosensitive gaming accessibility and Tekken 8 with Jeppe Newman. This is the one where a photosensitivity consultant watched through some footage of the stuff that's going on with Tekken 8, but also we talked about the fact that photosensitive people have to risk their own health to do photosensitivity consulting. 2024, the year of high contrast visuals, a piece from right at the start of the year predicting this year would be where they hit sort of critical mass. And PTSD and gaming accessibility, again with Arevia. This is like my handful of ones that I've gone. I think these are all some really good stuff I did this year. Timber says the Gamescom controller episode and Hades 2 also. Yeah, more than one vote isn't a problem. Like, it's not like you can only vote for one, but yeah, if it's good to have, like, only a couple that you're recommending so I can actually whittle things down a bit. I don't know. I'm trying to whittle these down during today's episode a bit to ones that I'm like, that new controller Gamescom special one, I do really like that. I think it turned out really nicely. I'm trying to work out which ones I can maybe trim down. I'm gonna pause between missions and like take a couple of things off the list. I think I can maybe cross off where were the accessibility announcements We can maybe cut that. GA Conf Day 1 live reporting we can maybe cut. Keep Hades 2 on there for now. Layout presets we could maybe cut. 4 months later we can maybe cut. Okay, I've got it down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got it down to 11. I need to cut. I need to like half this list again. Yeah, we'll leave it there for now. If you're showing off your writing, why don't you have some of Boston's favorite son, since you're Steph's writer and all? I have a particular thing in mind, and it would be good to, like, I really want to boil down to, like, if I was gonna say I think this is the stuff I'd want this year judged on, like, if I could only have like 2 or 3 things. Ideally, I want to get this list down to like 2 or 3 things where I'm like, this is the best shit I have to show from this year. If I only have like 2 or 3 videos to show someone to get them a sense of what I was doing this year, we'll see. I'll come back around. I'm gonna use you all as a sounding board. What's the phrase? A programming rubber duck? Sometimes when your code's not working, you have a rubber duck on the table that you explain your code to until you realize where the problem is. I'm going to use you a little bit like that today for finishing sorting a thing, if chat does not object. Right, what can we do? There's demons to go fight. There's a dangerous plot involving some art in Treviso. Spies among us. Yeah, let's go fight some Venatori spies in Treviso. We can do that. Simba says, we also need the first annual Laura K. Buzz Awards. We vote for Laura Best Moments of the Year in multiple categories. I would feel self-conscious having, hello, vote for my best things I did this year awards. That, I would feel self-conscious, like, instigating that. Yeah, rubber ducking. I know there's a term for it. I'm like, yeah, the programming rubber duck. You know what I mean. Tara says, Steph claiming that Boston's favourite son is your fault was such a highlight of my day yesterday. I had to pause and laugh. It was fun. I'm responsible for everything you love and hate in all industries. Everything's my fault and thanks to me.
Pros love a good zip line.
Ah.
You know, I once had the opportunity to study an ancient Kunari burial site.
Ugh.
Well, surely your mother explained some of the significance.
Yes, all the time, like when I wanted to go swimming. And I didn't get to go until I could tell the difference between 2 crappy pottery shards.
Ah, I'm sorry to hear it.
I'm going to take the migraines one off the list for now. I'm going to take layout presets off the list. I'm following my heart on which of these to go. Which one's going to take off this list? Okay, I've deleted like 2 more. I deleted like 2 more. I'm going to keep going in and just being like, what does my... I'm not going to overthink it. We're going to... What does my heart say? Force myself to every time I pause, like, delete 1 or 2 and just trust myself I'm going to do it. Go for you. Okay, we let the big boy out. I probably should have waited until my rain down lightning from the sky was ready to reactivate before I did that, but Okay, it's reactivated. I can do my big storm. Need my detonation on you. I'll say this, I feel proud of any year in which I'm looking at, like, stuff that I would be proud to showcase as, like, what I did in the year. And I'm like, oh, I have, like, 10 things, more than 10 things where I'm like, oh yeah, this could be the best thing I did in the year. I could be convinced this was the best thing I did this year. Like, yeah, I feel good about that. It was a good year. What level are we? We're, like, level early 20s, I think. Break through that big shield any moment now. Ah, finally got through a shield. Okay. Okay, now let's get the potion jar. I should get this fucking Venatori out of it, shouldn't I?
Dropped a note.
You are not helping. Come on, let me get in. We can do the overwhelm. Come on. Let's get that stagger on you. Okay. I keep forgetting. I need to put your healing move on you, Emery. You are my de facto healer for the team. Here we go. Perfect. Oh, you are a strong fucker. How many actual playthroughs can you do in this game? Like clean ones without any repetition? So there'll always be a degree of repetition in as much as the side quest, like most of the side quests will be the same. Your core missions will be the same. Your like core progression path, your big differences are going to be whether you save Minrathous or Treviso. There's a few other similar big choices like that they're going to do some branching stuff. Depending on which you can each playthrough you will have you may well have a unique romance. You can play as a unique background, which will probably change up how one particular area very much responds to you. You'll probably get differing backgrounds from other characters. Multiple species you can play as that'll vary things up. Yeah, I don't know how best to answer that question. In terms of how many playthroughs you can do. It depends on what degree of variation it is you happen to want from it. So, let me... Okay, I'm just gonna put... actually, no, there's a... So I could say that you could have at least 4 unique playthroughs where, your species, Okay, you could have at least 3 playthroughs where your combat class, your species, your your faction and your romance all differ. 2 playthroughs if at the point where you pick Minrathous or Treviso, then you start getting slightly less specific because there are so there's only you're initially limited by there's only 3 gameplay classes. But each of them does have 3 specializations, so you could maybe look at it as 9 ways you could specialize your build-ish. There's more to it than that. But 4 species, 8 factions, 8 romance options, And then however many times you can mix and match those things. Each companion quest has 2 possible like conclusions at the end, which are gonna vary things out further. It's not Baldur's Gate 3 in terms of like sheer variety of branching options, but it is, I would argue, more sort of to the point and go, go, go in those variations. Oh yeah, and then difficulty changes as well. You were a sturdy, sturdy fight. Oh, you are really sort of forcing me to do my best, right. Is there any more healing jars around right now? I don't think so. Ooh. Yeah, I really need to remember to get Emmerich's healing magic on him. Buildcraft is one of the #1 reasons to replay, is what I meant to say. You can actually make cool builds. Yes, so I'll show off the build screen for anyone curious in a minute. Like playing as a mage, which I'm currently doing, how my crafting a build has looked. Oh god, okay, my health is low. We're getting there. So close to having my special ready. Okay, and then we do special. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm so close to death. Can I do this? Oh, come on. Okay, come on. Oh, there we go. Just about came through alive.
Every one of these gets us a little farther.
Oh yeah, there we go. Let's read. One of our own people was spotted colluding with a crow. The witnesses were not close enough to see the traitor's identity. They're selling secrets to the assassins.
A Venatori traitor?
Intrigue beckons, surely.
Something's up with the crows and Venatori. The journal belongs to a crow named Chance. We'll look for them around the diamond. Maybe they know what this is about.
Okay. Let's try and find the diary's owner.
I'm excited to travel together, Tash. I've heard such stories about the Lords of Fortune.
Don't touch me if I die.
I beg your pardon?
Don't do weird magic to my corpse.
I assure you, a watcher always... Wait, what do you mean by weird?
No death magic. Rook gets my body if I die.
What now?
If that's what you wish.
Look, I've flirted with you like maybe 3 times max, Tash. I'm honored that you already want me to have your body, even if it's only to keep it away from a necromancer. Hello. Man with the fantastic moustache.
Chance Candide? Found your journal. Couldn't help reading something about Venatori.
Ah, you've become embroiled in our local mystery. If you wish to help, let me shed some light. Venatori were spotted lurking in places where the crows conduct confidential business.
What can we do?
It would be a great help if you could search near our dead drops in the flooded district. That's where Venatori were last spotted. Please look for any clues as to what our spies are after.
Okay, I got my list of videos down to 8 videos on that list. I'm gonna get it down. The BT says, Tash being closed-minded toward necromancy is an interesting juxtaposition. I mean, it's a very cultural thing. If you are from a culture where it's like, you die, and then your body is burned, and that's you done, and that's like an important thing culturally, then yeah, I can see how a dead body walking around with a ghost in it can be like, oh no, I'm fine with the ghost, but the body's dead. Dead means dead. Yeah, most people in Thedas burn their dead, including the Canary, yeah. Cultures that don't burn their dead are rare in Thedas, and...
The Anta make them up.
Yeah, I understand how that...
Nice market.
I wonder if they carry
would make people a bit like, that's a zombie, that's a skeleton, don't like that. Okay, let's go search Sunken Treviso for clues. I suspect I'm going to have another fight to do here. The writer of this note pressed their pen down heavily. I need to see you again, urgently. I dare not say what it's about in open words.
Wine glasses. Like people were toasting a deal.
Kind of a cherry underscent. I hate fruit scents in wine. Well, besides grapes.
I think you would struggle if you didn't like grape notes in your wine. Yeah, we can probably finish this quest before we head back to the lighthouse. Yeah, the Dalish don't always burn their dead, and they get around the walking corpse thing by planting trees over the top to make walking trees instead. Yeah, I like that there is a fleshed out culture of differing attitudes to what death means, and how that impacts having a necromancer on your team.
A significant amount of effort goes into preventing just this sort of trouble in the necropolis. I couldn't imagine the mess if this took hold.
Recognize you. My grandfather was a tailor for the crows. The crows have been setting people free from the
Hello, don't mean to bother you, everyone. Find me where we had our first rendezvous. Discretion always.
Another secret note between a crow and a Venatori.
I don't know that this was a quest that... I don't know that I remember this happening when I saved the other place. When I saved Mimrathas rather than Treviso. Secrecy is paramount, as you should know. Meet me here.
That's our third note by these Crow and Venatori spies. Half of these letters are written in a cipher I can't make out. Let's talk to Chance.
I watched the previous episode of your playthrough. I'm looking forward to Tasha's story in general. Tash is the one I've been really wanting to talk about, and we're gonna get there. It's all gonna happen soon. As I said the other day, it's rare that you get... I don't know that I can name another big budget video game where you can play as a trans character, express your transness on your own terms, have another character in your party going through the beginnings of questioning gender, and go, hey, let me talk to you about my experiences, see if that helps. Like, for any complaints that you might have about the execution, I think the fact that as a interaction can happen in an EA published big budget video game is a really cool thing. Facsimile, I am still limited in what I can say about what I did or did not work on in this game. I was a cultural consultant, and that is at this moment still about what I can say on this game.
Death mage stuff.
I had jam and toast.
You know, you can infer what you know, I will talk about things I like about this game. I will acknowledge I'm biased. You can infer what you will about what you think I worked on, but this is me being carefully dodging around, working within the limits. I hope they release you from your torment soon.
From the Crone Venatori spies.
We'll see.
But parts of them are in code.
Ah, thank you. This may yet help trace their movements. Give me a while to break the cipher on these letters.
Thimba says, I will say that Veilguard is such a good game that the most complaints you see is about the woke stuff. Performance-wise, the game seems to be a masterpiece. Look, there are valid things not to like about Veilguard, and I particularly very much understand people who loved Inquisition and don't love this, and I'm like, yeah, I can see where that comes from, but I think with a game that had a development history as chaotic as this one did, the fact that the biggest complaint that most people seem to have is I preferred the old combat system and it's a bit woke in it is a minor miracle. Okay, no more lights lighting up yet. Well, hello, you two.
You know what'd be able to get around this place fast?
A spirit?
What? No, a dragon. I thought you said this place keeps spirits out.
We're nearly as safe here as we would be in the mortal realm.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna knock some more videos off this list of videos. Let's trim down. I'm gonna get this list down to 2 or 3. Well, I just got confirmation of another game I worked on this year that I can now talk about, that I'm not in the credits of today, but I will be in the credits of soon for work I did on it. I don't know when I will be in, but I'm being added. Some of you might know of a game called Sorry We're Closed that recently came out that people have been describing as like PS1 Silent Hill, but colourful and gay. I did accessibility consulting on that game. Yet more games that Laura worked on. Laura's worked on fucking everything this year. Let me show you some screenshots. I literally the game came out I think like Thursday this week, so I think the game came out yesterday. Steph mentioned that you worked on it in their review. Yes, cool. Don't point out that Steph mentioned that. I didn't know I wasn't meant to talk about it. I thought I was fine to talk about it already, but I am fine to talk about it. I have confirmation, so that's good. Yes, for biases out the way, I did work on it, but yeah, I worked on some cool shit this year. Let me find. Sorry, we're closed. Let me find a trailer that we can stick up on screen for a minute. Let's hop over to this one.
I'm not the victim, I am the system. I'm not in the wrong with my infinite wisdom. Follow my words even if I contradict them. It's my house, Michelle, I'll be the one to evict them. Don't want another demon past the ones within my mind. And it's with that resolution that I'll kill you every time. Change is meaningless, when it gets too close I hit rewind. It's a cycle I'll endure and I will love it till I die.
Angelic demons, transcending heathens. The balance on the scale between good and evil ain't even. And even when it is, there's always someone trying to tip it. Tug of war with my arms instead of open, so conflicted. Wishing things could be like this and stay the same. When things feel so good here, what would ever make me change? Rebirth over, continue with day. What's the point of arguing? We gon' start over anyway, huh? Back and forth, 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 yeah, back and forth, back and forth.
That is Sorry We're Closed. It is queer, colourful Silent Hill PS1 that has just come out that I can say I worked on and I will be in the credits of imminently. I don't know, as far as I'm aware, I'm not there yet, but I'm being added. Yeah, the game is rad as fuck. The BT says, like that, 3 games you worked on came out within 4 weeks of each other. Damn, Laura be working on everything. This is only the ones I can talk about. Like, as I've said before, a lot of the stuff I do working on games doesn't get credited, and I can't be too specific about. Like I've said before, I do mock review work on games quite often, which doesn't tend to get credited, which is like, I'll play a game a year and a half before release and review it as if it was coming out then, so that publishers know, like, what to work on. We do shareholder queries so they know how to, like, what do they need to work on, what do they need to fix, what do they need to be aware of, like, how the game will be perceived. And, like, that's work I do that I don't get to talk about, but that's really cool stuff. But just in terms of, like, credited things, this is my 3rd credited game to release in the last month. 3rd? I think 3rd credited game in 4 weeks to release that I worked on, that I can talk about and point at and go, I'm going to be in the credits of this one. Talking about woke-looking games, Mythret Ambrosia Island, yeah, one of the games from the Accessibility Summer Showcase this year, is coming to PC, Switch, and Xbox December 5th, and the game has a black female lead. I hope the Gamer Bros don't see this one. That game looks rad as fuck. It's got cool accessibility stuff. I've been cheering that game on as a cool, rad accessibility thing for a while. You get washed up on an island, and you gotta go hang out with, like, cool, gay Greek gods. It looks pretty fun. Another game that you made them wokeify, clearly, that this game was going to be for the gamers TM, When Will Your Attack on Men end? Yes, I'm sure that very queer-looking game we just saw, when they got me in, like, a month ago to do some work, like, in the final month of release, that's when I wokeified it. It wasn't a woke game until the final month of development where I came in and told them how to woke it. Tee-hee. Let me move these bits about. What else can we do side quest wise? Dreadwolf. Listen to that gallery owner in Treviso. Okay, I'm gonna get this list of things I need to get down to 2 or 3 things. I'm gonna get it down soon. I'm gonna get that number down. I have to make a note to remind myself that I can talk, like, that I'm definitely allowed to talk about. Sorry, we're closed. Promo. I can promote that. Laura the Heteronator, exterminating everything heterosexual. Oh, vicious, I love it. Moon Goddess and the reincarnation of the Archangel Michael is pretty badass. Yeah, but, like, I doubt I'm going to be credited as that on any video games anytime soon.
Nice one.
I've been saying it for a while. This year's going to be my fucking year. Like, I turned 33 in September, and I'm like 33. Repeated lucky digits.
Oh.
This is gonna be my year. This is gonna be the year that I fucking kick ass.
Chill. Just now.
I haven't asked to be credited as Moon Goddess or Reincarnation of the Archangel Michael on a game, but I suppose I could ask. Next time I'm working on a game with like a dev who's cool and chill, I'll see if they'll let me have that as my credit. Tara says, it was fun that you explained that on Dice Funk recently, and Austin was saying he's never cared about anything the way that woman wanted to sell me cheap jewellery.
That chill, just now. Someone... Yes. A death nearby, some ages ago. What an extraordinary flux of emotions to create such an imprint.
Are you doing death mage stuff?
If I found the right parts, I could ask how they died.
What? Why?
Tosh and Emmerich, they grow in understanding over time, and I do love their journey sort of happening over time.
Have you thought about
it? Don't worry about
that art
me.
merchant with information on the Antom lives near
Don't
here.
notice me getting close. Break through this barricade.
I'll unlock the door. Come in, please.
Sure, I'll come in. What's up? What do you know?
My saviors, welcome.
Viago said you had information on the Antom. Are they after you?
They barricaded me in and said I would starve unless I handed over the contents of my gallery. Lately, they've been taking paintings, sculptures, all sorts of treasures. And to think I overheard someone in the market yesterday bragging about dealing with the atrocious brutes. The market master might know more about what those dreadful Antam are up to. I'm in your debt. Please look around.
Right.
Those Antam villains haven't shown
I
again.
need to get that list of AA stuff down to 2 or 3 things. I need to do the thing. I need to get the list down. I just want to check something. Okay. Got the PTSD one. Audio description, interactivity hurdle. We'll cut that. Let's go. Non-speaking representation. The new controller and Gamescom special. I need to get this stupid list thing down. What have I got? I've got it down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm going to ask you one more time, chat, for input on if any of these are AA episodes you saw this year and you're like, I think that one's particularly good. Chime up. I want to cut this list basically in half of stuff this year that is worth me going, I think that was pretty good. So, we currently have non-speaking representation in Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. We've got the new controller Gamescom special from Control Alt Access. I needed glasses for glasses-free 3D. We've got the Hades 2 has a spoilery accessibility issue. Photosensitive gaming and accessibility with Jeppe Newman. And 2024, the year of high contrast visuals. Any of those that you feel like those, I feel particularly strongly about those being good ones. Brackets. Thank you everyone for humouring me while I try and whittle a list down with external help. It's hard to know whether the things I think I did best on this year are like things that other people agree were my best foot forward. It's good to have outside perspective when I'm working solo by myself without outside perspective often. Right. I'll continue heading. I'm gonna get this list. I'm gonna trim this thing down.
Alright. We should talk to the market master if we want to learn why Antam are stealing pieces of art. Hello. This might sound strange, but I was told you might know about Antam stealing paintings.
It's bad for business. And somebody here knows something. Everyone notices the master of the market. But you, stay hidden. Listen near the stalls. You might learn something about our Antam art collectors.
Let's listen carefully around the market. Don't want to scare anyone off.
Busy as anything, but no help to be found anywhere.
The Antam have scared people off, but the crows are after him. You'll see.
Close the Jeppe Newman. Fuck it, let's go for this. Yeah, that's going to be the Controller to Access episode I put on the list. High contrast. We'll close high contrast. I think it's covered by another one. Okay, got it down to 4. I want to take at least one off that list still. I'm doing it. Look at me getting my work done. I'm whittling a list down. This is what happens when I'm not on my meds and I have to make decisions about committing to things. I get indecisive.
Can't complain.
Spy on me all you wish. You will only see me
Hey, person with a stall full of art.
I mean, Antam, I didn't think they went in for things like fancy paintings.
I wouldn't know anything about... Well, that would explain the Antam who came by not an hour ago. They took my best sculpts without paying.
Huh. Right here?
Oh, yes. I did hear they've been piling up stolen goods in a camp in the Drowned district.
Simply waltzing off with that man's goods was brazen, even for the Antam.
That merchant said they're stockpiling stolen art at a camp in the Drowned district. Let's start there.
Right, we can check in on that.
We're close to that camp where the Antam took that merchant's stolen sculptures.
10,000 Young, how are you doing? There we go.
They're dead now.
I'm trying to keep existing. That's about how I'm doing. I'm doing great but exhausted. I fell asleep after dinner and then almost missed stream. It's been a great time recently, but I've been very constantly doing things and it's been pretty exhausting.
Let's look around.
It's the first time in months I've not had looming deadlines and my body's just catching up with itself.
Nothing here.
Been the first time in a while where I've not been going, I can't slow down, I've got another thing right ahead of me that I need to roll straight into.
Don't see anything. No paints. None of that fancy polish they use on sculptures. Still nothing.
No sign of stolen
I
art
don't see
here.
anything that merchant in the market was talking about. No stolen art. We should go back and talk to him.
That man at the market with all of that fancy art who talked about all the stolen art being here might have been lying. Well, I wonder where the stolen art is then. Maybe the man with all the fancy art will know.
What is a governor supposed to be doing in times of occupation?
And a lot of the art is gone. Tell the other Venatori to watch for people sniffing about. I don't want to jeopardize our arrangement with the Arntam. The magical components they're asking for are rare, but they've delivered us some of Treviso's brightest artwork. Collectors back home are very pleased. The next exchange will be in the Arntam camp in the center of the city.
That merchant who said the Antam stole his artwork. He's with the Venatori. I'll bet he caught us listening in.
And so he purposefully sent us off on a wild chase.
Then, okay, we're close to
Thank goodness he left a piece of paper telling us where he was really going to do the crime. Admitting to the true location of his crimes. So helpful of him. The order of the NFT. Oh, yeah, I fully expect, like, I have suspicions about what plans, and again, to be clear, I have no insight on what the future of Dragon Age will be, but my guess from stuff I've seen in-game is that a big part of the next Dragon Age, should we get another one, will be visiting a continent that isn't Thedas, that is the ancestral home of the Qunari before they came to Thedas, and getting a better insight into things that this game sort of implies about the Qunari's history. I think this game sets up the building blocks for next. The way that this game very much answers, like, very directly a lot of questions about the dwarves. I think the next one
All
will
right.
be
Let's find out what the Antam and the Venatori are
that
actually
final
doing
step of that final piece of the puzzle for Kanata stuff, I think. That's my suspicion. Don't be afraid of magic. We must throw off the superstitions which yoked us under the Qun. The Venatori's enhanced powders and crystals have already produced wonderful new effects in the Gatlock. More power, more displacement, a heat like Dragon's Fire. But it's not ready yet. I've gone for burn south. The Venatori and I will find the correct mixtures soon. Kunari gunpowder is getting stronger. Oopsie.
This note is
getting
about
magic in
Gatlock,
it.
that Kunari blasting powder. The Antam are using magical components from the Venatori to make it more explosive. Much more explosive.
What? We gotta stop them. Gatlock's dangerous already.
We have to tell Taya and Viago.
Right, I think I've gotten that list of things I wanted to get trimmed down to 3 things. I think I've done the trimming I needed to do. I might need to brainstorm with chat some other categories of things I need to brainstorm, but I'm getting there now with my stuff I needed. I was gonna come up early for stream and like get this stuff worked out before the stream started, and then I woke up and it was already time for stream. I was like, oh go.
Death. Think what could have happened to Trevi.
Good news?
The Venatori are helping the Antam make their Gatlock explosives even more powerful.
What?
It's not ready yet. They're still experimenting.
Then we have some time. The crows will investigate.
We had better. I am sure we'd be among the Antam's first targets.
Right, I gotta find some links quickly. There we go. Are humans from Thedas? I don't... Humans are a species I don't think has been talked about coming over to Thedas from somewhere else. They might be native to Thedas. Yeah, they've not said it. We've not seen anything to the contrary about humans. Like, this game gives us a lot of background on where the elves, dwarves, and Kunari come from, either geographically or more big picture. Humans are the ones that we sort of have the least background picture for. Right. You're good, you're good, you're good, you're good. You're good. Cool, we've still got at least like an hour of stream left. Right, I'm gonna quickly move these links over to, where I need to move them. Thank you for your patience while I'm doing other work while doing the stream. I love having a job where I'm constantly doing 3 things at the same one time. Thank you for your patience, everyone. I get the stuff done that I need to get done. Right. Better check what the last bits I need to do are. Okay. Yeah, I agree that playing as a human is currently the blandest option, and them having some kind of background in setting would be interesting. But also, the people that play as humans, by and large, from what I hear talking to people, want their background to be really... They're just like, no, I just want to be a person. Like, they don't want them to have a background from the... I've spoken... Because I'm always fascinated by people who choose to play humans in a world where they, as a human, could be something else instead. And most of them are like, no, I've never really wondered where humans are from in setting. I'm like, really? No? This has never been of interest? Okay. Right. Have we got much more we can do right now in terms of this stuff? Find the demons in these. Pinnacle of its kind. That's a high-level one to finish. Repose we can't really do. Champion's Essence we can't finish off, and Regrets of the Dead Wolf we don't really need to rush right now. You know what? Let's go meet Evka and Antoine in the wetlands. I don't think that's going to progress the plot at all. I'm going to check that there's not, like, a bunch of new quests we need to pick up from... Actually, fuck it. We can pick this up.
Rook, welcome to the Hosberg Wetlands. I'd say make yourself comfortable.
This place is...
foreboding?
Yes. Well, foreboding is normal here, but it's worse than usual.
The Blight's always a problem in the Anderfels. It's not strange to find a corrupted patch of forest or swamp.
What is strange is the sudden surge of blight through the Hosberg wetlands. Much like the village you found, the blight here struck too quickly, and in strange forms.
It's choked the whole area, and the local village, Lavendel, was caught in it. But they're survivors. We can be grateful for that.
If there was a place that needed wardens...
Then here we are.
As far as we can tell, the gods you're chasing weren't here directly.
Ooh, interesting. I missed that. Gaveltrum says it's heavily implied the humans come from a different continent, possibly the same one as the Canary, admittedly in an obscure lore book. Interesting. Do you know off the top of your head which one that is? I would love to know more about that. I've been trying to get read up on lore stuff for Dragon Age. I'll say particularly when I found out I was going to be doing some work on it, I did read a good amount of external extended universe stuff. But there is still stuff I don't know, and I would love to know more about that. Because, yeah, I do think we're probably going to go investigate a non-Thedas region if we get another Dragon Age. I like to play as myself the first time through games like this, says Watson, which means picking through the boring human option. I'm playing an elf right now, though, on my second playthrough, and it's much better, lol. Yeah, like, D&D, I feel the same about it. It's like, I think the thing is, so many games treat human as, like, jack of all trades, master of none. Like, D&D, like, 5th edition, you're kind of alright at everything, not really special at anything. Yeah, I'm like, How's that? How's that the most interesting option? Unless you're going to play a character like that really tired businessman gym leader in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, where I'm like, oh yeah, no, I understand why they'd have to be human. It appears in Inquisition. I think it appears in Origins as well. I wouldn't swear to it. I don't know the name off the top of my head. No need to apologize. I'll do some digging at some point. I have a memory like a sieve. It's entirely possible I read something and then just fucking forgot it.
The Blight's
Memory
really
is hard.
changed, then the changes are widespread. As for how much?
I can almost sense something in there. Another sound under the Blight's usual song.
Stories say wardens sense blight. I never thought it was literal.
It happens when you join the Order. But that's more than I should say.
When we met, you tried to block the sound out. Now you hear too much.
If it helps, that's what we're here for.
Sorry, while I finish juggling work. Right. There we go.
Become a warden. Hear the blight. And people assume crow initiations are intense.
I assumed they were murderers.
I walked into that. So what's the plan?
We heard rumors of the surge here and volunteered to investigate. The first warden expects a report. Soon.
If we want proof the Blight's changed, then this place is where to find it.
But the way the Blight left the village, we've had our hands full just keeping it back and helping the sick.
You need more to study.
Yes. The odd growths the Blight has formed, like boils, they surround Lavendel. I need more samples.
So you two study the blight?
Formally? No. Well, maybe. It depends on your definition.
We travel a lot, and tend to get sidetracked by weird problems.
Who knew I'd roam so far from Orlais? If we want to help, we need to learn what we're dealing with.
Samples. That's going to be gross. That's probably the best word for it.
I'll give you something to contain the Blight. And watch for Darkspawn out there.
Right. Darkspawn. Can't forget them.
Good luck.
Thousand Young, hell yeah. All of the luck with job application. All of the best luck. Right, I'm nearly done with my worky bits. I'm having to... It's the end of the year and I'm having to make notes about, like... What shit did I get done this year,
right.
accessibility-wise, but
Let's
also what other stuff external
Looks
to me
like there's
happened this
caves on
year.
the far side of the
I gotta have my
village.
lists
You can
ready.
start there.
Alright, let's pick up some quests as we go.
You've been to the farmlands. There's a family. Voss. I'm close with him, with Ursa. They spoke of the Blight. The Blight. Before all of this happened. They knew. But if they knew, why aren't they here?
If I find anything, I'll let you know.
What games this year had good mental health accessibility? What games this year did good stuff accessibility-wise on mental health? Let me get my lists up. Until Dawn Remake had censoring of extreme content. I did stuff on double exposure, so, you know, bias, but, like, the content warning stuff. Arachnophobia modes and stuff like World of Warcraft. What else had arachnophobia modes this year? Something got announced this year. No, it's not out yet. That's Monster Hunter Wilds. The demo turned spiders into slimes. No spiders in Veilguard. That's great. Limiting jump scares in Alan Wake 2. Content warning at the start of Silent Hill 2 remake. Satisfactory's now got arachnophobia mode. What was this year? I need to pull this year up. I'm just gonna hang out and chat through my work notes that I need to work on quickly while we do this. What did I write about this year? Did any of this stuff have good accessibility stuff for mental health? Astrobot was this year. The Lucky Squire was this year. What was this year and didn't have mental health stuff? Hellblade 2. What did Hellblade 2 have for... I'll look up my own Hellblade 2 coverage. I feel like Hellblade 2 had something for, Nope, if it did, I can't remember what it was. What else was this year? What else was this year? Quickly. Botany Manor, no. Pacific Drive. Did Pacific Drive have anything mental health accessibility-wise? No. Okay, let's continue picking up side quests as I go run to pop these boils.
Whatever happened here looks like Demeter's Crossing.
And yet, life remains.
This is the problem with a big, busy year. I've suddenly got to remember, like, what did I have opinions about this year?
There. That's our blight boil. Got a sample. I'm guessing they'll need more than one.
Multiple samples improve the accuracy of any study. Unpleasant though the gathering process may be.
Sample. Ugh. Hey. Corpse time.
It's epic.
Dark spawn. Everyone ready?
Oh, something really big's gonna come out here if I pop this. What level are you? Ooh, level 30. Should I have let you out? Maybe not. Oh, you're one of the big boys I gotta beat. Oh. Okay, this gives me a bit of time to ponder mental health accessibility in games. Was there anything else that had like good content this year? I'm not thinking like. Disciple in Ichor, you're the big Oh, I forgot to put the... I keep forgetting to give Emmerich his heal. Okay, we'll do with that, Oh, that's a big hit. Okay, let's take the weak ones out as best we can. God, am I just going to put invincibility in to get through this one? Yeah, we'll see. Heals in. Ah, no, I'm down. Okay, this gives me an excuse to do a quick look at 2024 video games. What games came out this year? Okay, big games this year. Shadow of the Erd Tree. Metaphor ReFantasio. Latro. Okay, let's scroll through. Let's scroll through the year real quick. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Persona 3 Reload. No. I was at the Jewel of Faramore. Looking for stuff that I've overlooked from this year with mental health accessibility. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? No. I think what are the big and small ones? What are the things I played this year that I might not be thinking about off the top of my head? Hi-Fi Rush got ported. Princess Peach Showtime? No. Won't take me too long. Another Crab's Treasure. No. Did cool stuff, not really mental health accessibility. Ooh, Indica. Oh, Thousand Young, I'm glad you're feeling good and vibing. Right. Before I run into this battle, at the very least I'm just gonna turn the difficulty of this combat down slightly, because fuck it, I'm not here to have my ass handed to me. I'm here to have a fun time with the video game, so I'm just gonna turn this down to keeper difficulty. Because why not? I'm here to have fun blasting stuff on this replay.
Darkspawn, everyone ready? Another champion. Let's deal with it. Thanks, Everett.
Hey, big boy. Stop teleporting around. Let me get a big hit on you. Okay, I'm going to remember to give Emmerich his goddamn healing magic. I'm not in this fight. I will remember. I'm going to say it out loud. Emmerich, healing magic, Emmerich. Ooh, big staggered enemy over there. Can I get to it while it's still staggered? Yes. Use my ultimate on you. Then do the combo on you now that you are no longer shielded. charge properly. Does your mage get stuff when she does takedowns? My rogue gets some health back and a big bit of ultimate meter. My mage's main thing for takedowns is I have, part of my build is that I get certain randomized buffs when I do the takedowns. Like, currently I'm running a build where I find it much easier to do stagger, and then I get a random buff upon doing the the takedown. There we go, there we go. Like, it's not my big thing, because, like, obviously, as a mage, frontline fighting isn't the big thing I'm rewarded for, but I do get some little bonuses for pulling it off, particularly with some of the equipment I have set up. So close. Yeah, I don't get as consistent of a reward for takedowns, because I think takedowns are specifically something as a rogue you are sort of spec'd toward. Like, it's close range melee damage, staggers and takedowns, or sort of ranged elemental damage seem to be like the three default ways that the classes sort of pan out, depending on your specializations, obviously, but at least from what I've seen.
Got it.
If the gods spread blight, imagine the entire world remade like these infested wetlands.
Ready for a fight?
Pop all these little pustules.
This was farmland. And houses. People used to live here. Check out the ballista. Could be useful. Nice.
Okay, so I need to free the ballista if I'm going to break through that wall. Those red vein thingies remind me of a Magnus Archives episode. Yep, I can think of at least one Magnus Archives episode that this might remind you of. I can see. I need to finish reading through that list of this year's games. I will get my work done by the end of the stream. Did hitting that not cause this to... Oh, I gotta pull the pin.
Hey, messing with the blight boils made it mad.
Hey, big boy. Here we go. Yes, the Magnus Protocol is the sort of semi-sequel to the Magnus Archives currently happening. A side-quel, if you will. I've been very much enjoying its first season. Ah, have a good night, Artist Sin.
It's over.
And another sample.
That must be enough for an analysis.
Yeah, let's get back to Evka and Antoine.
That will probably do in this new place for now, at least. So let's hop back. We can pick up more quests here soon, but for the second I will... Oh, didn't activate the first beacon in the area. Silly me, silly me. Very quickly, what else came out this year? Cryptmaster, Little Kitty, Big City... Mental health accessibility. Nightmare Cart. I feel like Nightmare Cart had some accessibility stuff. In that regard. Do Shadow of the Earth Tree. Withholding? Magical Delicacy. I'm gonna skim through the year. What have I forgotten about from this year already? Thank goodness you're here. Ooh. Thank goodness you're here. There we go.
Antoine? Antoine!
Yes? Yes, the blight samples. They're like nothing we've seen, or anything in the Warden records. And I almost hear voices in it. The gods calling the blight.
I can't hear anything. But if you believe me...
We knew things were bad. But if the blight's being called, the situation's more unpredictable than we thought. We need to...
I give you two reign, and this is where it leads. Chasing Rook's lies.
Oh,
First,
is this...
Stay away from the Blight and the Wardens. How many times must you be told?
You might have replaced Solus as the most villainous character that looks kind of like an egg in the Dragon Age series. You know, Solus is planning to like genocide all non-elf society by tearing down the Veil, but like you're just an asshole. You're an egg-shaped arsehole, which is not the correct shape for an egg. I'll tell for an arsehole. I'll tell you that. Orc's voice actor, interesting.
Until you listen, I'll be here.
Not helping. Rook knew something was wrong.
I can hear it in the samples. The gods, they're telling the truth. The blight has changed, and that changes everything.
It changes nothing. Your sensitivity to blight is useful, Warden Antoine. But you've had more than one snake in your ear.
Sorry about this. I'm just Finishing up, here we go. We can work together, you won't listen to me, will you?
No one here wants blight to spread. We can work together.
You're in no place to make offers. You tampered with a ritual that unleashed blight. You did not know what you were doing then, and you don't now.
If gods control the blight, we need to change how we approach it.
Archdemons control blight, and we'd sense if one had risen. We'd make the sacrifices needed to fight it.
But we...
The blight has increased. Now is not the time to lose focus. Wardens Evka and Antoine, are you sworn to combat the blight?
Yes, but...
Then report back to Weishaupt and do so.
That went poorly, even for a talk with him.
Are talks with him ever pleasant?
We talked about the rain once. It was neutral.
So much for convincing the wardens.
We can't give you the order, but you have us.
We'll keep tracking the Darkspawn and the Blight. We'll do what we can.
And if we learn the gods' plans, you will too.
The elven god of monsters had been hard at work. She'd taken the Darkspawn and made them so much worse. Now, she and Elganon had their glorious new army. The risen gods were ready. And they had just the target.
Why is the first warden the way he is? Is there a reason, or is he just an asshole? So here's the thing. I think there's a few reasons. I think that he's lived his life being told the first wardens are the ones who fight the blight. They understand the blight best. They are the blight's defeaters. For someone else to rise up and be like, no, I understand the blight better than you and how to fight it better than you, is like a blow to his pride. Part of it is he's dedicated his life to fighting this terrifying thing, and to hear that, like, literal gods have come and made it infinitely worse on a battle that the Grey Wardens were already struggling to keep on top of, like, that's a terrifying thing to admit. You know, part of it is just he's a stubborn old white man who doesn't want to be told that he's wrong. But I think part of it is just, you know, my whole thing is to take on the blight, and we're barely managing as it is. The blow to my pride of admitting that someone knows better than me about this, and of admitting that it's worse than I'm capable of dealing with, I think are the reasons he digs his heels in, if I'm honest. I think it's fear and pride.
We should take a break. Back to the lighthouse for a bit.
He finally agrees to meet for a report, then he all but calls you a liar.
I think you...
Yeah, he's in denial.
Thanks.
Oh, there we go. Done. I did my work bits that I had to do during the stream today. I've still got to do my German lesson today. So many things I didn't get done before the stream, but we did the stream. Also, I am...
Just got word. First Warden's calling everyone back to Weishaupt.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, it's Weishaupt.
Everyone except me, seems like. Guess the First Warden didn't like me joining your team.
Calling wardens back from all over Thedas is a big step. Did he give any reason why?
Not exactly, but I've heard rumors of a massive Darkspawn horde on the move. Even hearing there's an archdemon with them.
Maybe I should have done more side quests before doing this. Maybe I should have checked everywhere for side quests more before this. I think it's fine. I don't think I'm locking myself out of content. If I am... Oopsie. Yeah, it's got to be the gods. We've got to warn them the gods are coming.
Timing can't be a coincidence. The gods must be behind this.
I bet they are. Rook, if the gods have an archdemon, Warden lore says archdemons only show up during a blight. Doesn't say anything about elven gods. Seems like the rules have changed, and we're going in blind. We need to know what we're up against.
I'll talk to Solus. See if he knows anything about any of this. Make sure the others are ready to move.
Do we have to go to it straight away? Okay, we can wait. We're not being automatically sent there. Anyone got side quest stuff? Okay, we got to talk to Solus to prep. Does anyone else need talking to right now, or is it just Solus to chat with? Okay, Harding, yes. Not either of you two. Okay. Talk to Harding, we'll go talk to Solus. If we can continue to do side quests before Weishaupt, maybe I should. Weishaupt is a big deal of a mission.
Friend? The Shaper didn't like me asking about Shaper Valta. Or harassing people with talk of dwarven magic.
Who cares what they say?
Hey,
that shouldn't stop you.
I don't have a choice. At least I know I'm not gonna find answers in Orzammar.
So what now?
I was thinking. The voice said look to those closest to the stone. What if she never meant Orzammar?
Huh?
There is another great Tig, the original capital of the dwarves, Kal Shirak. It was lost during the First Blight, and its people survived in isolation for hundreds of years. They re-emerged, some 20 years ago?
And you think they're closer to the stone?
Orzammar can't help. What have I got to lose?
How am I doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm burnt out a little bit. I'm tired. But I've gotten out the other end of very busy period of work. Even if I was literally finishing work while on stream tonight. But I'm doing good. I'm doing good now that all my deadlines are out the way. I had both a mock review and a big fancy talk for a United States government State Department for 800 plus people on a Zoom call this week, and it's all out the way, and my body is finally gone. Oh, all the deadlines are done? Oh, just sort of let myself flop a bit.
I'm curious about Kal Shirak's isolation.
The dwarves took heavy losses during the First Blight. To stop the Darkspawn from overrunning them, they closed off passages in the deep roads. Those that could retreated to Orzammar. Kal Shirak was lost. They abandoned the city and its people, sealed them away with the Darkspawn.
There must have been another way. What they did was monstrous.
Can you imagine being trapped, knowing death was coming?
Pretty rough, Harding.
But they didn't die. The rumors.
That the dwarves of Kal Shirak had to change to survive? No one's really sure what that means exactly.
Does it mean stone magic? Okay.
Are you sure Orzammar isn't hiding something?
Pressing them for information would be tricky. I could anger someone important. If Kal Shirak doesn't turn out, I can go back to poking at Orzammar. But not before then.
Oh my god, this is fucking hilarious. You remember how the 3DS got discounted, really soon after it released because it was priced too high and that was hurting it? And they ended up doing the 3DS Ambassador program where you got some free GBA games to say sorry. Yeah, that might be about to happen already to the PS5. Oh, the PS5 Slim. Sorry, I was misreading. I thought it was PS5 Pro. I saw a thing saying PS5 Slim being discounted by 75 euros in Europe ahead of Christmas. I thought it said... I misread. I thought it said Pro, and I was like, oh god, the Pro's been out less than a week. It's already getting discounted. Tizio says, is the game good? I am obviously biased. I worked on the game. I can't say much more than I was a cultural consultant. I fucking love the game. I played 60 hours of it within a week of its release, and I only didn't play through it faster because I had other work obligations. I was staying up till 2 a.m. the first 4 nights it came out. I played 33 hours in 4 days. Stayed up till 4:30 in the morning to finish it the night I finished it because I just couldn't put it down. I think the game's absolutely brilliant, while also being biased as hell. Also, I need to remember when we go see Solus in a minute, I have My big glowy Solus knife that we can have while we chat to Solus. A big glowy Solus dagger. Hee.
How do we get in touch with these Kalsharok dwarves?
Already working on it. You don't spend 10 years in the Inquisition without making contacts. I should have a meeting set up by the time we're ready to leave.
Okay, so we've got at least your companion quest that we can still do before Weishaupt. Cinnamon Armadillo, you picked a good time to not get too spoileried. Yeah, I did some work on the game. I worked on this game like 4 years ago, about 4 years ago. It was a while. Cool. Let's chat to Solus about Weishaupt, and then we'll go do Harding's quest and see if anyone else's companion stuff pops up. Hey, Solus, I've got your knife you want. You're like a little knife, Solus. Too bad it's my knife now.
How fares your battle?
The gods are moving against Weishaupt and the Grey Wardens. We've heard rumors the Darkspawn are being led by an archdemon.
And you have questions?
I need to know how archdemons relate to the gods. Are they just like the Blighted Dragons, or are they something else? I also need to know how to deal with the gods if they show up at Weishaupt.
I propose a bargain. I will answer your question if you answer mine.
Sure, god of deceit and lies and trickery.
How are the Grey
manipulation.
Wardens? Do they understand the truth of the danger yet?
Ah, that is a question, isn't it, Solus?
We've been through this already. You agreed to help me.
What did you think my help would look like, Rook? I need to know that you are prepared.
Interesting. Their leader is a fucking Egypt.
No. The First Warden still refuses to listen.
As I feared.
I tried diplomacy. I tried being firm. Nothing worked.
When I asked why you should be trusted to lead the fight, you said that nobody else was doing it. That sufficed for me, but you will need more to convince the Grey Wardens. They see themselves as destined to lead this battle.
Yeah, this is
you
the thing about that first war.
And Gillename without the Wardens.
They see themselves as the destined heroes
of
this particular fight, and you have a lot of overcoming that. Like that is very fundamental to how the Grey Wardens see themselves. It takes a lot to be like, no, you're not the ones that are right to fight the Blight this time.
I don't have to convince all of them. I just have to convince the First Warden.
Or remove him.
Enjoyable as that is to imagine, I doubt the rest of the Wardens would approve.
Did you know the Evanurus once numbered many more than those whose names survive in the Elven Pantheon? One warlord was particularly cruel. I sought to free his slaves, but so fearsome was his reputation that none would join me.
What did you do?
I made people laugh at him.
How did that help?
For 12 years. Every sound near him, from whispered pleas to shouted oaths to crackling fire, all became mocking laughter. His mind broke under the ridicule, and when he fell, his slaves rose up and joined me.
I doubt laughter is going to work on the First Warden.
If not that, then what?
Whatever it takes.
Easily said, but it will have to be enough for now. You have answered my question, and I owe you an answer in return.
You do?
Yes. The old gods of Tevinter, the archdemons.
There never were Tevinter gods. The archdemons, as you call them, were always merely the weapons of the Evanurus.
All right. Let's hope we can find the gods before they find their weapons.
Unfortunately, the Dragon Thrall's life force is bound to the Evanurus as both power and protection. You will not be able to kill or likely even harm one of the Evanurus until their Dragon Thrall is slain.
Okay, we've got to take the Archdemon down first.
What can you tell me about the Archdemons themselves?
Each is different, shaped by the whims and ego of its master. Elganon is the Lord of Tyranny. He would have ruled alone had Mathor not forced him to share power. Those who are strong, he molds into dictators themselves, with visions of godhood. Those who are weak, he crushes. His Archdemon reflects him. It is huge, to feed his ego, the epitome of dragonkind, bent to his will.
Elganon sounds legitimately terrible.
He is cruelty and arrogance personified. All of the Evanuris were flawed, but he made all of them worse. By contrast, Gillenane was a servant of Andrul, whose skill at making monsters earned her promotion to the Evanuris. She is brilliant, ambitious, and unconstrained by anything you would understand as morality. In a kinder world, you would never need to see what she has done to her Archdemon. In this world, I only hope you kill it quickly. In any event, the Evanuris will not be vulnerable until their Archdemons are dead.
The old stories of the Devinter gods have them whispering in the dreams of ancient magisters. How did they do that, if they were just tools of the elven gods?
The Archdemons were once high dragons. The Evanuris bound them as a source of power. When I imprisoned the gods, their dragons remained free. That was my mistake.
How so?
I never bound a dragon to myself, for I believed that to enslave another creature was immoral.
But to genocide them?
I did not understand the power that connection gave. I thought the prison I had made was perfect. But their dragons were the conduit through which they spoke to dreaming minds.
Kill the Archdemon, then kill the elven god it was attached to. Got it.
Even with their dragons dead, the Evanuris are powerful and well protected. You will need to use my dagger, the one you recovered. It can pierce their enchantments and strike them down.
All right. Kill the Archdemons, then use the dagger to take down the gods.
Even a single opportunity to strike the Evanuris down will be rare, fleeting, and costly. You will not have another chance to catch them unawares. When you strike, you must be fully prepared.
Yeah. Because if you try and fail to kill one of their archdemons, they're gonna know that you are a threat to be paid attention to. And at that point, well, you're on their radar then. And you can't really get off someone's radar at that point. Right. While I remember to do so, we are going to do Laura Learns German for like 3 minutes, because I've got to remember to do my German lessons. Let's learn some German.
Du bist sehr nett. Es tut mir leid. Du bist sehr nett. Es tut mir leid.
Du bist sehr nett. You are very nice.
Du bist sehr nett. Es tut mir leid.
It's nothing. Saying thanks? No, saying sorry. I did not follow the second half of that. Okay. Bye, see you later would be, tschüss.
Tschüss.
See you later is bis später? Bis später?
Bis später.
Bis später?
Natürlich, kein Problem.
Natürlich. And how to spell that, like naturally, no problem. Yeah, of course, no problem. Good evening is guten Abend.
Abend.
Yes, of course. Ja. Natürlich. Yes. That's with the umlauts. Natürlich. Okay, I'm sorry would be okay. Es tut mir leid.
Es tut mir leid.
Means like S2 Milide is, I'm sorry. Klug, no, Oda, Bist. No, I'm sorry. 9, S2 Milide. I spilled coffee on someone. No, I'm sorry.
9.
Yeah.
Guten Abend.
Guten Abend. Good evening. No, why did you autocorrect to Gutenberg Abend? Guten Abend. Wine, bitte. Good evening. Wine, please? Of course. Wie geht's? No, natürlich. Natürlich.
Kein Problem.
Kein Problem.
Kein Problem.
No problem. See you later. That's bis bald.
Später.
Bis später.
Kein Problem.
Kein problem. No problem. See you later is bis später. Später. It's with the A with the double dot above it. Bis später.
Natürlich.
Natürlich.
Du bist sehr nett. Es tut mir leid.
Guten Abend.
Guten, and don't turn it into Gutenberg this time. Guten Abend. I'm sorry, Bispalter literally means it causes me harm or pain.
Get more with Super Duo.
Nope. I'm not signing up for your thing. Right. We can go to Weishaupt, but I think we can delay going to Weishaupt. I don't think we have to go there instantly. As much as, like, narratively it should be pretty urgent, I think we can continue side questing for a minute before. I don't think there's going to be any negative putting off doing Weishaupt. Okay. You know what? Let's go do Harding's mission. Let's get a little bit more done today while we can. Today's been mostly companion-y bits and dicking about, but we got time. Okay, I need Harding, so we're gonna do Harding and Tosh. The characters that would be a couple if I wasn't going to intervene and start dating Tosh. Okay, let's head to Tract Quest. You know how many days I've been learning?
Thanks for coming, Rook. I hope the
learning German
dwarves
for?
have some answers.
69. Nice. Oh, this is the place from the DLC for Inquisition. This was the penultimate Inquisition DLC with the rock golem that we fought at the end. That was here. It looks very similar. I know little bits of German. I know enough to be like, du bist meine Frau, to my wife, and feel proud of knowing that. Oh, you know what I totally forgot to do while when we were fighting with Emmerich? To put the healing move on Emmerich that I said I was going to remember to do. I'm doing it now. Emmerich, let's hold final right. What was that one? There we go. Yeah, and Harding's got the heal set up. Okay, new combo. Yeah, okay, hiding does have something that can combo right now, so that's good. But I imagine this is going to be a hugely combat-heavy little side quest. It's mostly going to be going and chatting,
I'm supposed to meet someone named Veilguard. He told me to come here. He seemed nice in his message.
Let's go meet Veilguard.
So you don't actually know who or what this Veilguard is?
A new friend, I hope. We're supposed
Yes,
to meet Veilguard
many
here.
languages, when you formally learn a language, you sound posh to native speakers because you learn a kind of formalized version of the language. This is a common thing no matter what language you learn that commonly happens. Where you sound like you are from a specific region, or like there are weird things you pick up when you learn a language not inside the country. Yes, High German. A lot of language learning programs won't teach you everyday slang usage.
Veilguard?
Yes. Lace Harding, of the Inquisition.
Wait, how do you know about...
And this is the one they call Rook? A Kunari gold hunter from Ravine.
So you've heard of us?
You have brought a strange assortment to our gates, Lace Harding.
Thanks for meeting with us. I really hope you can help Harding.
You are gracious in your address. It is not necessary. Tell me what you wish.
Can I just say, these dwarves I love.
I'm looking for someone touched by the ancients. Does that mean anything to you?
Yes, she has been waiting for you. Follow and keep your weapons ready.
It's not quite to
the
the same
the creatures there
extent,
even more so.
but I love their speaking manner, these, like, closed off from the rest of society dwarves. For the same reason that I love the Mass Effect species that talk with tone tags. I like... I'm just going to put it this way. I like that these dwarves talk in a way that my autism brain gets on really well with, where I'm like, yes, you're very direct, there's no hidden meaning, you just sort of say the thing, and I'm like, cool, you said the thing, I understand the thing.
What? No.
Very functional.
You want to know if you can see the corruption you hear we carry?
Sorry. I shouldn't have.
But it's nicely paired
A
with...
person will do almost anything to survive.
Like, unlike a lot of times when, like, deliberate attempts at autism rep and stuff are done, there's a lot of the way they communicate that's very sort of autism-coded, but while being a group that are, like, clearly very aware of other people's non-verbal perceptions of them, things like that. I'm like, they're interesting.
That is what my people did.
The Mass Effect race, it's the... I always forget the name of them. It's the big ones that are, like... Sarcastically, I think you're doing a great job. Excitedly, keep it up, fellas. The L-Core? I think it's the L-Core.
Become like the Darkspawn, or be destroyed by them.
Not much of a choice.
It's the Hanar and the L-Core. I always get the names mixed up. I think it's the L-Core. The Hanar are, like, Blasto and the jellyfish people. Both the L-Core and the Hanar, I want the next Mass Effect to have playable companions on your team that are
was
from
abandoned
those.
to its fate many generations ago, when the Darkspawn first came. We lost many, some to the corruption, some by their own hand, and some found another way. Atuva Galta Satot. The stone is colder than death, as they say.
I point you fail says they cannot express emotions, so they say it in the sentence. No, 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 you've totally misunderstood the L-Core's whole deal. It's not that they can't express emotion. They express emotion in a non-verbal subtext way that the rest of the galaxy can't pick up on. They're not doing it because they can't express emotion. They're doing it for our benefit, because we can't pick up on their non-verbal subtext. Because their non-verbal subtext is through things like smell that we just don't understand as non-verbal subtext. the Elcor, it's not that they can't express emotion. It's that they are like a non-autistic person explaining their non-verbal subtext to an autistic person for their benefit, because they recognize our non-verbal subtext, you just don't pick up on it. So we are going to expressly state what our emotion is, so that you know what it is, because you just can't pick up on the nuances of how we talk. Yeah, the Elcor, the way the Elcor view it is that every other species in the galaxy is basically autistic and can't pick up on non-verbal subtext, and they're like, that's fine, we'll use tone tags with you so you know what we're on about. Yeah, it's the Elcor is so much more interesting when you realize that it's not that they can't express emotion, it's that they are a species who has realized, oh, non-verbal subtext is sometimes difficult for others to pick up on. The way we communicate isn't always understood properly by others. We will, as an accessibility accommodation, make it practice that when we are speaking in like galactic common, when we are like communicating with other species, when we're using universal translators that don't pick up on a non-verbal subtext, we will just, like, as a matter of principle, say our emotion at the start of sentences so that there's no confusion with species that, like, don't pick up that we're making a joke or whatever. Ah, fucking love the Elcor. The Elcor. Some of the best lore in Mass Effect. I fucking love it. Yes, my favourite Elcor is the one who acts as a motion translator. Yeah. Yeah, because, like, the thing you have to realize is, it is like a conscious choice being made. Generally speaking, like, you know, the Elcor, like, don't make a habit of being deceitful about that emotion that they explain, but, like, there's nothing theoretically to stop an Elcor from just lying about what emotion their sentence is being said with. Like, in the same way that, like, a person could, like, say something sarcastically and then when asked about it go, no, I was being sincere. And, you know, if you're autistic, you might just go, I just gotta take your word for that, I guess. Like, in theory, they could just lie with their tone tags. But they don't, because they're like, no, that's fucking accessibility. You don't fuck around with that. It's in much the same way that, like, someone translating, like, into sign-supported BSL while speaking could, in theory, lie about what they're translating or interpreting,
it grows
but,
too
like,
quickly these days,
they just fucking
and it feels different.
You can feel the blight?
Many from Kalsharok can, somewhat. Long story.
There is a degree
The
of respect
corruption
for
has its root elsewhere.
this is
Destroy
an
it, and this
accessibility
growth will become vulnerable.
translation. You just fucking
Destroy
respect
the
it.
source of the blight growths? We can do that.
I will stay on guard here.
Yeah, the way that sometimes fashy people will be like, oh, just joking or just asking questions when they're clearly not. Yeah, like, it is certainly possible to be deceitful with an Elcor tone tag. Like, going into depth, the reason I love the Elcor is I think a lot about the fact that, like, let's say we lived in the universe of Mass Effect. We live in a setting where, sorry, I'm just trying to work out where I'm going. Yes, let's say we lived in a world where, like, hey, I could turn on the TV and tune into, like, a TV channel that had some, like, Elcor sitcoms on. I bet you there would be a really big fucking audience of autistic humans who would fucking love Elcor sitcoms. It's like, fuck yeah, they're like, explicit tone tags in that shit, fucking love it. In the same way that a whole bunch of autistic people grow up loving Thomas the Tank Engine and then move on to really enjoying anime. Two media forms that are, like, very explicit about the emotions being felt or exaggerated with the emotions being felt. I think Elcor sitcoms would do.
Looks like a rock wedged in the
mechanism. I might be able to help with that.
Oh, that's why I need to go up there. I need to... Oh, I can do it from here.
I'm on it.
Like, there's a joke they make in, I think, Mass Effect 2 about, a performance of Elcor Hamlet, and you can listen to quite large portions of Elcor Hamlet. I would listen to a full audiobook of Elcor Hamlet. I fucking love Elcor Hamlet. As an idea, I'm like, yeah, give me that Elcor Hamlet. God, I gotta see if I can find myself Elcor Hamlet now. Okay, I have like 2 minutes of Elcor Hamlet commercials that we are gonna put on while I continue finding where we're going. Because I'm having a day and I want my Elcor Hamlet. I'm in the mood now. Give me a sec to get past ads. Go away, ads. I want Elcor Hamlet.
Now available on video, the abridged version of Francis Kidd's award-winning production of Hamlet, featuring an all Elcor cast.
Fearful wonder, angels and ministers of grace, defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned, bring with thee airs from heaven or blasts from hell. Be thy intents wicked or charitable. Thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, King, Father, Royal Dane. Oh, answer me. Morose rumination, to be or not to be, that is
Morose rumination!
whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them.
Addle-pated grief. He is dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone. At his head a grass-green turf. At his heels a stone. Pray you mark. White his shroud as the mountain snow. Larded with sweet flowers, which bewept to the grave did go. With true love showers.
Venomous sarcasm. What a piece of work is a man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how...
I can leave it there for now. I think that, like, look, they're clearly, like, trying to make fun of the concept while they do it, but I genuinely love, venomous fury as like a fucking tone tag. I'm like, yeah, get real descriptive with those tone tags. Hey, Skeleton Praxis, is this game good? I put my hand up. I'm biased. I worked on this game like 4 years ago. My job role is cultural consultant. I can't really say what that means, but I did stuff on this game. So when I say I think it's good, take my praise with a grain of salt. I fucking love this game. This is the most I've enjoyed a BioWare game. I'm gonna say since Mass Effect 2. I fucking love it. It is everything I really like in a BioWare game, and I know it's not gonna be forever, but I fucking love it. Thousand Young says morose ruination, stealing it from my mathcore EDM grindcore band. Right, morose rumination. Like, this is the thing that tone tags don't get right. Like when, okay, I'm gonna tell you a story here. I've been advocating for an accessibility feature that no game has ever done, but that I've been trying to push to see done. And I've had like multiple times talking to studios trying to push for this, and sometimes they even start working on it and then it gets cut for budget reasons, whatever. But I am a big believer that like it would be great to see a video game include tone tags like this as a subtitle option for non-verbal subtext of dialogue. And so often when you have start having these kind of conversations with developers, they're like, love the idea. How many tone tags do we need? Can we get away with like happy, sad, angry, sarcasm? And I'm like, no, it's not about like finding the least possible tags you can use to sort of approximate. I want shit like this. I want stuff like morose rumination. I want you to like really get like Have someone whose job is to sit and get in the weeds and go, what is this feeling, and how specifically and texturally can I describe a feeling? Like, that's the shit I want to see. Like, I'll take you put the word sarcasm before some sarcasm. That's great. That's a step forward. But like, morose rumination is like, that's what I want to see. That's what I want a developer to be brave enough to do. And one day they shall, but we'll get them there. We'll get them there. Anyway, this was welcome to Laura advocates for accessibility features that no one's doing, but like someday someone's gonna do that feature. And I'll say this: given the degree of reluctance there has been from the industry to like actually sticking through and doing it, I would put money on the fact that the first time it happens, it'll probably be because I complained at someone until they tried it. Like, I would be surprised if I wasn't involved in the first time that feature happened. It's important to advocate for accessibility features that we already know work and we already know are good and useful. But like, every accessibility consultant and advocate you speak to will have that one pet feature that they're like, if I can get a game to do this, that will be my moving the industry a step forward. And, you know, it's different for everyone, their little pet feature, but this is my one where I'm like, one day I will get someone to do this, and this will be how I move the industry forward. It's like asking how few alt text picture descriptions can we get away with. Exactly. Yeah, how few audio description, like unique audio descriptions can we get away with? Well, I mean, how many unique things are happening that need audio to be audio described? It's not about how few you can get away with, it's like how many things need describing in unique ways. And there's no shortcut to get around the fact. The more unique nuances your piece of media has, the more things you're going to have to describe when, you know, doing an accessibility adaptation, as it were. A Point You Fell says, I love that I can watch you play after hearing about your playstyle on the podcast. Oh, I'm glad. I'm doing alright today at playing. I've warmed up. I'm not fighting so well at the start of the stream, but it's coming together.
And they're everywhere down here. What are the chances we won't see any more of them?
Okay. Pop that one. Pop that one. Orcish ennui with undertones of intellectual. Hey everyone. Yeah. Like, I'm not advocating that you should get so specific about emotions that it makes it sort of inaccessible to like know the specific words to things, but I think like having some specificity and texture, like, you know, a lot of times you can get away with a top-level emotion descriptor, but just occasionally, hey, it's a big scene. We want to really give this its own word for how this feels.
Wait. Did anyone else see that? I thought I saw some.
Tara says, also, every accessibility feature that you add is one straight cis male protagonist you make them take out of the game. Someone said it on Twitter. Yeah, those two things are the same. You can't have accessibility without taking all the cis-het, straight white, able-bodied men out of the game. Just, there's no way to do both. I'm sorry. It's one or the other, and we need the accessibility, so sorry. God, those people are fucking fools. Oh, I want to talk about my other favorite accessibility feature I've not seen any game ever do, and this was not my idea. This is one that was Cameron. Oh, what's his surname? I want to get his name right so I can credit who I heard this from because it's such a good idea. Wait a second, where's the search thing? Cameron Ackett, A-K-I-T-T. So he is like the UK and Europe's accessibility research lead at PlayStation, and he is deaf. And he brought up something really fantastic back at whenever Develop this year was happening. There was an accessibility event happening sort of alongside it, and he brought up this idea. It's great to see games like Forza Horizon start adding in American Sign Language or British Sign Language interpreters, like on-screen interpreters. That's great. We've talked about before why that's beneficial. People who grow up using sign language often... Sign language, like British Sign Language, we'll use as an example, has completely different like grammar and sentence structure to spoken and written English. And as such, subtitles are great. But if someone grew up primarily using sign language, when reading written English subtitles, they have to translate that into into sign language grammar order in their head a little bit, because it's reading in a second language. So that's the reason why like sign language interpreters are great. But the thing he brought up that I'd never seen suggested before was, if you can't afford or can't technically implement having sign language interpreters on screen during your game, but you want to make your subtitles more accessible, consider having an option to have your subtitles written in written English, but formatted with the sentence structure and grammar that is used in British Sign Language. Like, change the order of the words around and remove some of the words so that you're doing the written words the way that British Sign Language would use the words, because that's one less bit of translation that's having to be done in the head, and that's going to make those subtitles easier to read because it's less having to translate it from a second language. And I was like, that's fucking great, and I've never seen a game do that. Tara says, I'm still pissed off YouTube recommended a video of someone claiming you're responsible for the writing of this game. I'm pissed off that my little brother got recommended a YouTube video talking about how I was ruining the games industry. That I specifically was making it so that cishet straight white men weren't allowed to play video games anymore. Like, my little brother got fed that in his fucking YouTube algorithm, and that was an uncomfortable day. Oh, welcome Raiders. Hi everyone. My name's Laura. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I do a bunch of accessibility stuff. Where am I going? We're playing Dragon Age the Veilguard. Anything nice I say about this game, take it with a grain of salt because I worked on it, so I'm biased and can't be trusted, but I think this game's great. We were talking about accessibility features, and about the fact that my little brother recently got served a YouTube video telling him I'm ruining the games industry because I worked on this game, which was fun. It's the peak of knowing that, like, the internet shouting about me being involved in this game had gotten really loud was when, like, my cousin who doesn't play video games sent me a message to go, are you okay? I've seen all the stuff going on online. I'm like, have you? You don't pay attention to video games. How the hell did you see this?
Lights cleared out. Think we can get through the door now? Let's go check with Veilguard.
It is honestly kind of magical that there are people out there who think I'm as powerful as that in the industry. I wish I was as powerful as whiny little gamer boys gave me credit for. I wish I had that kind of power to change the industry. Because as I say, if I had that kind of power, you know what would be in a video game by now? The ability to have really specific tone tags, like what was it, morose ennui, as like a fucking tone tag. We would have those in video games by now if I was as powerful as they think. My little pet feature that I've been trying to get for like 3 years, I've been trying to convince studios to like give it a go. If I was that powerful, if that feature would be in a game. The first time you see that feature in a game, that's your proof that I've like ascended to the power level, that I have the power over the industry these whiny boys think I do. Elcor subtitles, exactly.
Have weakened.
So, we can keep going?
Morose ruination, that was it.
Come.
I'm trying to juggle too many things, my brain got distracted. Yeah. We will get Elcor subtitles in a game one day. I will beat the games industry into submission, and they will make the features I want them to make.
Into the sanctum.
Yes, of course. But who are we meeting?
I will let her speak for herself. But we of Kal Sharok revere her deeply for being one with the stone. They say she was once from Orzammar, but she speaks very little of her past.
No blight, no darkspawn.
Hey.
This person I'm going to see, I think she's keeping the blight away somehow.
You might remember that we met a certain dwarf that seemingly started to gain magical abilities in the Deep Roads DLC for Inquisition.
Do you hear it?
I wonder if that's who we're going to see.
All around us. I would love to look around more. Do you think Stelgard would mind?
I think he'd be fine with it.
I love the design in this area. I wish we got to see more of this area during
But
Veilguard.
I don't see anyone.
There. She's waiting.
Hello, let's have a chat with the living statue.
Thank you for leading her here, Stelgard. They call me the Oracle.
That's incredible.
Yes, she is.
I know you. Don't I?
Once I was Volta, as you were Lace, then Scout, and now something else.
All this. Is this what I am? Am I like you?
I cannot tell you what you are. Look within, and remember.
Someone likes The Matrix, I feel like. A character called the Oracle tells you, I cannot tell you what you are. I can't... Hey, Harding, I can't tell you if you are the one. Sorry, I got you confused with Neo for a minute there.
Remember when the Earth was alive, and the Titans walked the land? In one voice they sang, a chorus of creation and of connection.
Isatuno. The song.
When the Titans fell, we awoke, but the melody was already lost.
The dwarves.
We were always just shattered fragments of a greater whole.
The stone sense. My magic. It's Titan magic.
And it is.
But why? Why did this happen? Why do I remember Isatuno? What happened to the Titans?
There's something else here. It's found you.
Well, we're gonna have to go fight something for a minute. Something is looking for Harding, you say?
What have you done?
I didn't do anything! Grasp that! Deep stalkers. That concert probably brought out the wildlife. Watch the feed.
you are. Haha. Okay, yeah. Combo these two together now. Come on. Stop knocking me down so I can get the combo in. There we go. Got the combo in with Hardy finally.
Why does everyone think this is my fault?
Dodge my attack, big boy. Come on, here we go, here we go. Oh, I need to level up my characters soon. Doctor Ebra. Oracle, we're back.
Everyone alive?
Did you feel it? Fury.
Cheris, I haven't seen the specifics, but I know that some 20th anniversary thing did happen today for Half-Life.
Me? But why?
Yeah, I've talked about the tone tags thing before. If you want to see me talking about, like, an example I really like of tone tags being done in a game, it wasn't a deliberate accessibility feature, but it's Marvel's Avengers. There is a cutscene in which Kamala Khan is, like, slurping a drink while in a car with Bruce Banner, and she's, like, deliberately slurping at the ice and being like, to annoy Bruce, and Bruce is, like, rolling his eyes, and, like, they're having this, like, no words exchanged. We're not getting along, and we're doing things to deliberately kind of antagonize each other without saying that that's what we're doing. And that whole scene is subtitled with, like, the non-verbal subtext of what is, like, oh, that slurping, that's deliberate to annoy Bruce, for example. And I'm like, that's fucking great. And I'm a big believer that a lot of the work being done on cinematic audio descriptions for blind players could be basically reused to be non-verbal subtext subtitles. Like, if you listen to the audio described version of, like, the ending cutscene from The Last of Us Part 1 remake, where, like, Joel lies to Ellie, and there is a facial expression that is not clear whether Ellie believes Joel or not. Like, that's audio described in a really good way that, like, conveys the deliberate ambiguity of the emotion, the non-verbal emotions being expressed. That, like, yeah, put that in a subtitle file. There's a non-verbal fucking subtext subtitle.
Your new magic. It could be seen as a threat.
There are horrors in the depths. They have awakened to you now. Look within for your answers, and beware.
No, wait! I have more questions!
Huh.
She does that. Riddles, riddles, riddles. Oh, I'm a rock.
But those weren't answers.
I fucking love this, man. Oh, she does. Oh, the Oracle does this sometimes. Riddles, riddles, riddles. Oop, can't answer them. I'm a rock now.
She gave me nothing! Come back! Make her come back!
Harding.
Ugh. It's all right. I'm all right. Sorry. We're done. Let's just get out of here.
He's like, meh. That was a lot she just did. I'll wrap up soon.
Hey.
Are you brooding?
Brooding makes you attractive and mysterious. I read that in the Randy Dowager.
And how's that working out for you?
I don't know. Do I seem more attractive and mysterious?
I think you're always attractive and mysterious. So why don't you tell me what's wrong?
It's just that whole visit to the Oracle. Ugh. I barely got to speak with her, and then being attacked by that creature. This was supposed to be a good thing.
One small hurdle doesn't erase what's good about this.
I just wish I knew what to do.
One small hurdle doesn't erase what's good about this. I really like... I've been thinking about that a lot recently. I've had a couple of conversations recently with people who are like, oh, this thing's great, but this thing really soured it. And I've been trying to remind myself and think about it when talking with others, the idea of like, yeah, I really like how Harding puts it there.
No matter what, we'll make sure you're safe.
How?
We watch out for you and prepare for a fight.
You think it'll be a fight?
When is it not?
Maybe there's nothing to do now, but wait and see. I'm grateful for all your encouragement. This would be so much harder without your support.
Anytime, Harding.
Aw, I didn't do the second
Harding
flirt
left
there.
the Oracle Sanctum
I didn't want
disappointed.
to get too close to committing to a romance.
Maybe
path.
she'd expected
two
too
flirts
much.
in a row.
Maybe
it
there were
might
no answers to
not
be
just be
had.
playful anymore.
Seething with questions, she forgot the Oracle's dire warning. But far below the surface, something was moving. Determined to be seen. And fighting to be remembered.
Fucking love Harding's companion quest. So ominous. Oh. Something's hunting you, Harding. Right. Any other people to hang out with while we're here? Yeah, it's probably fine. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. I'm gonna save and wrap up here for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. I will be back on Monday with some more Dragon Age: The Veilguard. We're making good progress. We are coming up on what I would say is like the 50% mark of like the opening. Like we're really getting into it. We're getting into the big plot beats are going to start happening points. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm glad this stream went okay, and thank you everyone who stuck around while I was trying to do work stuff while also doing the stream. I'll be back next week.